Radio, 101.1 Yes FM, 96.3 Easy Rock at ang ating mga kapatid over at DZSR 918 AM Sports Radio, Benji Santiago at si kasamang Al Mendoza with the call of tonight's action. 22-20 is the score. Global Port abante ng 2 kontra Petron. Mag-margin po at dahil Flashback Friday ngayon, si Eric Reyes ang ating makakatabi.
Hindi ba kasalita?
Sabi ni Riza, oy, pareho kayong flashback. Natirito rin ako. As Ronald Tubid hits a 3. Atid sa atin ang PLDT Home DSL, the #1 home broadband. Kasama ni Tubid sa seg, sina Lanete, Fajardo, Ross, and Deutschman. Romeo naman gives it up papunta kay Salvador, and Jondan has repeatedly hurt them from the perimeter.
You know, kailangan talaga mag-produce si Jondan Salvador. Why? Because you don't have your other big guy, Jay Washington, is actually still on the bench at hindi pa nga nakakabalik after that reported injury a while back. So you need the big guys to really produce the numbers, and at least yung ginagawa ni Washington is really to draw that big guy out. They also have to basically do the same thing because Junmar is in the middle of the lane.
Pero ang magandang tanawin dito para sa Global Port, nakita natin si Washington, hinigpitan ng todo yung kanyang sapatos at ngayon ay nagse-stretching exercises kasama ang kanyang medical staff sa dulo ng bench. Ayun, no, top left ng inyong screens. Titignan natin, yan ang tututukan natin kung makakabalik pa dito. Si Jay Washington. Ang 5 on the floor nila sila Garcia, Salva, Salvador, Romeo at etong sina Horda.
You know, the hardest part about itong si Jay Wash is I believe if he's still able to get back in the game, medyo limited din yung kanyang explosiveness because sabi nga niya, parang iniita nga siya sa kanyang pa. So that's going to be critical also when Jay Wash goes back on the floor.
Nakatakot yun, ha? Sabi ni Riza kanina, may narinig daw si Jay Wash dun sa talampakan niya.
Could be marami mga pwedeng hopefully it's not really a serious injury. We see him walking back and forth.
Saan ba to? Akala ko sa scorer's table, hindi. Mukhang dederecho muna sa dugout. Itong si Jay Washington. As we send it over to Riza.
Pinabalikan ni Coach Brgy yung mga laro na pinalo nila. What went right for them then is they were exerting extra effort. They were doing more than what is called for. Nung huling laban daw na 4, natalo sila. Meron namang effort pero kulang. Hindi daw consistent. Kaya sa laro na to, there's no other way to beat Petron but to have that additional extra effort. Magu?
Sakit nga nung 4-game losing streak nila, and giving up close to 100 points per ballgame. Lalo na yung huling dalawa where they lost by an average of 12 points.
Mabigat-bigat yun para sa Global Port. Considering that they have been playing well. Pero yun nga, you just have to get out of that hole and hope it doesn't get any deeper.
Speaking of getting out of a hole, Jay Washington, all PBA fans are behind you right now, Jay. Leading this Global Port team in scoring and rebounding. Sort of a renaissance tournament para sa kanya.
At the top of the coverage, we were talking about comparing Arwin and Jay Wash, and both of them actually having a great season, even the previous one. So magiging critical yun, lalong-lalo na para sa koponan ng Global Port because yung numbers na pinuproduce ni Jay Wash, halos 20 points and double figures and rebounds as well.
Mercado running into trouble sa kabrotherhood niyang si Chris Ross.
That's what you call speed for speed.
He tried to split these two defenders. Sabi ni Ross, teka, nabasa, alam ko yung gagawin mo, Brady. I know you, man.
I always watched you, even in practice. Di ba? Magkasama sila dati.
Kaya nabalik na dito sa Petron ang bola, down by 4 points. Lanete is joined by Tubid, Deutschman, Lassiter, and Kramer. Tubid with a pull-up, clipped in midair by Salva. Tubid troops the line for 2 shots.
Experience in Ronald Tubid trying to draw that foul. No, that's the value of being playing against a veteran. They know so many tricks na even if you are a great defender na Nico Salva, mahuhulihan pa rin ng foul.
Sorry, bro. Rookie ka pala. As we take a look at this Photon Tornado Drive, brought to you by Photon. Empower your business. Behind the back dribble kanina. Terence Romeo.
Biggest advantage when just know how to actually have great ball handling skills, and Terence Romeo is actually known for that.
Mabasa dalawang abante rito ng Global Port after those 2 makes from the line. Eric Meck now part of the 5 para sa Batang Pier, kasama sila na Horda, Mercado, Garcia, and Salva. Salva attacking Tubid, bibigay kay na Horda. Garcia waiting all night for it. Couldn't send home that three-pointer though. Lassiter threw that Deutschman kick. Nakita si Deutschman on the roll, and Jason delivers the 2 points.
The good thing about Deutschman, he knows how to move well without that basketball. And the one thing about Lassiter, he just keeps his head up and sees his teammates all the time.
This now is the 5th deadlock of this contest. La Horda, pinagpag lang yung depensa ni Deutschman. Salva free, and he delivers from 18.
That's a specialty of the house of Nico Salva. He has that great perimeter jumper from 15 to 18 feet.
Lassiter at the post, attacking R.R. Garcia. Not much Garcia can do there.
Napahiling na lang doon si R.R. Garcia because ang ganda naman ng kinilos ng up and under move ni Marcio.
Mercado almost lost that. Leather gets it over to Major Payne. Gandang bakbakan din ito. Meng kontra Kramer. Kramer holding his own. Salva goes to Garcia. 4 to shoot. R.R. trying to go glass. Tubid with the Leather, trying to zigzag his way against 5. Antay muna siya na rest back. Kramer, big spin! And the left-handed finish is good.
That was actually a 4-on-5 attack by Petron. And even if the 5 guys of Global Port was in the shaded area to defend, hindi pa rin nila na-allocate ng tama si Doug Kramer.
Nahorda over to Menk. Pull-up jumper in front of Kramer. Major Payne with his first basket of the game.
Years, he's been hitting that perimeter jumper off a nice turnaround.
Lassiter with the Leather. As we take a look at our Tanduay Rum 5 on the floor, celebrating rum excellence since 1854. Salva over to Garcia. Cross court to Nahorda. Down to go to the defense. Leo is fouled by Deutschman. 2 free throws parating para dito kay Nahorda.
Good look there by Leo Nahorda. You attack the shaded area knowing that there's no solid shot blocker in the lane.
So we take another look at that big spin coming from Douglas Kramer na binawian naman kagad ni Eric Meng.
Kramer's going to be getting a lot of minutes for tonight. Junmar Fajardo, medyo pinapakiramdaman pa. That knee is already at 100%. So Doug Kramer will definitely get all the minutes.
Iba yung tinesting ka sa ensayo, iba yung tinesting ka sa game speed, ano?
Iba yung ano eh. Iba yung the level, the atmosphere of the game, of course the pressure. Ibang-iba talaga compared to practice. So this is basically the best time for Junmar. Kaya maaga na rin siya kagad ginagamit ni Coach Gia Banila.
In 5 days time, Petron will be back in action. Sanmig Coffee ang kanilang makakalaban bago nila i-round out yung kanilang schedule dito sa eliminations against Meralco on the 18th. Global Port naman will have Alaska on the 12th. That's in a couple of days as JP Villancion hits a 3. Tapos Barangay Ginebra ang huli nilang makakalaban. 3-point shot atin sa atin ng PLDT Home DSL, the #1 home broadband.
Maganda talaga ang pagkakasalang dito ng JP Villancion. Again, another jumper from transition.
Lassiter to Kabagnot, gustong bawiin. Steps into this one. Global Port gang rebounding against Petron. We just received confirmation as si Jay Washington ng Global Port, their leading scorer and rebounder, will not be returning for this particular contest.
That's going to be tough mag-move because malaking bagay nga si Jay Wash para sa Global Port.
Timeout muna. On the if they drop this game, they will be tied with Alaska at 8th and 9th. They need the win to keep in step with Barako and Meralco. Petron naman is looking for solo second.
Well, in Petron kasi, they just want to solidify their hold in the top spot or at least at the higher part of the bracket or the team standings. Pero yun nga, for Global Port, you're fighting for survival. Right now, hindi pa sila nakakasigurado with what is happening, especially with, you know, that questionable. Hindi mo na nga malaman kung si Jay Wash, will he be able to play in the next game or in the next game. And if that happens, a lot of the other players would definitely have to step up.
Tandaan po natin, bottom 2 matatanggal na po after January 19 unless they will need a playoff. Ang top 2 naman will have a twice-to-beat advantage sa quarterfinals kontra sa 7 and 8. Yung 3 versus 6 at 4 versus 5, best of 3 po yan. We talked about minutes. Etong si Jay Washington, we've been mentioning leading scorer, leading rebounder. Okay, 21 points and close to 11 rebounds per contest, Eric. Ang mabagyat dyan, he plays nearly 39 minutes per contest. So many minutes to float around. Pero basag ngayon yung rotation ni Coach Richie Tixon.
Masisira talaga yung rotation na. But, on the positive side, Magu, this is the best time for all the other big men in that team. You don't have to produce 20. Pero marami naman kayo. One way or another, everybody will just have to contribute.
Marshall Lassiter out-sprinting everybody to keep them within 4. Belencion scampers for this one to push their lead back up to 6 points.
So Belencion already with 8 points, 2 3-point shots, and that field goal. So is actually one of the guys stepping up here for Coach Richie Tixon.
Tabagnot with this leather, gets it over to Lutz. Arwin with a pick. Lutz looking to attack. The floater doesn't drop. The Horda with this rebound. Petron Capo has lost 2 of their last 3, actually 3 of their last 4. But 2 of the last 3 was without Junmar Fajardo. At once upon a time in this tournament, they looked invincible at 7-0.
7-0, and actually maganda talaga yung tinatakbo ng Petron. But one way or another within that season, you want all the problems to be happening early, whether it be an injury or an off night.
Lassiter for 3. Punches it through. 3-point shot natin sa atin ng PLDT Home DSL, the #1 home broadband.
Last game, Marshall Lassiter had no 3-point shot. That was the first game na for a long time after that long streak na nagkaroon siya ng game na no 3-point shot. Ngayon naman, sinimulan niya ang kanyang 3-point shooting for this game.
Sure, Lassiter on the season, one of the better 3-point shooters para dito sa Petron at 33.3%. Bukas sama talagang tinitikada na itong Blaze Boosters. Nabong muscles his way through and will shoot to the line for a bonus shot.
It's so nice to see Kelly Nabong with those power moves. You could see that he is actually of a center that has so much potential. He has great upper body strength, he has leaping ability, and he has a nice soft touch under the basket.
At ang malaking bagay doon, Eric, he picked up the 3rd personal foul of Doug Kramer, which will force Coach G to redeploy etong si Junmar Fajardo. As Petron will call for a timeout, 3:20 remaining in the first half. Bonding brought to you by PLDT Home DSL. Ang ating family-size bonding, the #1 home broadband. Nice Friday evening with the family inside the Big Dome, enjoying itong bakbakang Petron at Global Port. Be a liver lover with Liverade Silimarin Capsule. It's liver lover, boy. Mahigit 3 minuto na lang natitira sa ating first half. At tandaan natin yung halftime break natin, punong-puno. The Resume Show ang ating tututukan later at the half. Miss Riza Diaz will be bringing us all kinds of special features.
Napapahilig na lang si Riza doon sa sidelines.
Nabong, di makakawing stick back. Lassiter ran into Mank. Ball is picked up by Hayes. And it'll remain with Global Port. First personal pa lang naman para kay Arwin, pero penalty na ang Petron. So Marvin Hayes will be trooping the line for 2 shots.
Bihira-bihira kung makita magti-twin tower combination si Coach Richie Tixon. Forcing itong si Eric Mink and Nabong to play at the same time.
Trying to look for a way to neutralize ito si Junmar Fajardo. As we take a look at BJ Manalo, Makuan, mga matutunog sa mundo ng basketball from years before. Andiyan pa rin siyempre si Coach Glenn Capasio sa bench ng Global Port.
Those are great point guards also in BJ and Makuan when they're playing.
Hindi ka na bawasan ng lakas ni Makuan. Maigsi na yung long hair niya. Long hair pa rin, pero maigsi na.
Yeah.
Oh, Hayes! Straddling that baseline to take that leather away. Belencion for 3. Bang!
Wow.
Atin sa atin yun ng PLDT Home DSL, the #1 home broadband.
Grabe doon si JP Belencion. He actually has a hot hand for tonight.
Making the most of his first start of the season. 11 in total na para kay Belencion as Lassiter is fouled sa kabilang dulo.
We've been talking about stepping up, and this is actually the best time for this guy. JP Belencion actually started out in our ball game for today, hitting another 3-point shot.
Angat na sa 10 ang abante rito ng Global Port. Largest of the contest, di pa mabawasan ni Lassiter sa una niyang free throw. No rebounders para dito sa Petron. Tiwala sila kay Marcio. Although Marcio has only been shooting 64% from the free throw line this season.
Speaking of confidence, ha? Kumpiyansa talaga yung mga teammates niya.
Na-split naman ni Marcio sa pagkakataon na yon. But he gives up a foul dito sa kabilang dulo. Nabanggit na nga natin, penalty na. Magkabilang ko po ng rin. Belenchon adding to this breakout total of his so far. Before tonight, ang conference high ni Belenchon was only 6 points.
Dinoble na niya, Magu. He already has 12 points in the game and we're only in our first half.
May 2 minuto pa nga natitira rito. Balik sa 10 ang abante ng Batang Pier. Kabagnot looking for Fajardo. Menk right behind him. And away from play, Belenchon hit the deck.
There's actually a lot of holding and shoving right there because JP Belenchon does not want na makakawala na nga ito si Marshall Laster using that screens off that weak side.
Pero so far so good para sa Batang Pier. Eric, binanggit natin. In their 4-game losing skid, they gave up close to 100 points per contest. Unless they give up another 12 in the next 2 minutes, mukhang nakapag-adjust naman sila.
Looking good, yes, looking good, definitely. And that will definitely help them. And they're actually number 2 sa kanilang actually, yung team scoring or yung total points in every game, they're actually number 1 for quite some time. Pero na-overtake na nga sila ng talking text coming into this ballgame. But still, maganda pa rin ang offensive load na ginagawa talaga ng Global Port.
Offense, no problem talaga, no? Especially with talents like Sol Mercado. Belenchon on that catch, deep position. Eric Menk from the baseline. Look at Nabong try and keep it alive, pero nasa Petron na ang bola rito. Lutz on the move, looking for Santos. Fajardo couldn't keep it on that side. Nabong over to Belenchon for a 3-on-1. JP should have taken the 3.
Yes, he's actually hot. He has that hot hand. You look at the bench right now, Coach Richie, who's also a great 3-point shooter. Sinasabi nga niya, itira mo because mainit ang iyong mga kamay for tonight.
Pag mintis ka mas sa ganung pagkakataon, heat check time lang naman eh. Ayos lang pagbibigyan ka ng coach mo.
Oh, that's actually your opportunity to just keep on taking those shots.
47-39, Petron is down by 8. Alex Cabagnot looking to chop some off it. Goes down low to Fajardo, but Junmar couldn't handle it. Menk to Nabong on the run. Nabong to Belin. Behind na naman yung pasa. So back-to-back blown opportunities para sa Batang Pier.
Actually, good intention dito si ni Kelly Nabong, but the problem is he just went out of control because nagkataon nga na he was the one running in the middle of the lane.
Cabagnot over to Lutz. Hayes trying to keep in front of him. Lutz against Nabong now. They go to Fajardo. The one-hander doesn't work. Nabong for the rebound. The Soul Train pushes it hard. Belenchon for 3. Not that time around. Cabagnot racing the other way, looking for Santos. Kelly Nabong all over the floor. Tinalisod pa siya dito ni Santos.
You know, you really got to appreciate the way Kelly Nabong is just all over the floor. He's the big guy of Global Port, but he's the one always sprinting down on defense. Here, both ends of the floor on offense, you see him actually seeing the ball from the weak side, stealing it from Arwin Santos.
Before tonight, Nabong was averaging only 13 minutes per contest, putting up 4 points and 5 rebounds. Eh dahil nga wala na si J-Wash, extended minutes kung sino mag-iinit.
At saka maganda rin na even if na-extend nga yung minutes ni Nabong, may nangyayari. He's actually doing good things on the floor.
11 minutes already in total para dito kay Kelly, and we should expect a whole lot more of him come the second half. The officials reviewing that last piece of action kung flagrant foul ba to kay Arwin Santos. As the officials are discussing the sanction. So flagrant foul penalty 1 whistled on Arwin Santos, which means yung 3 minutes na upo niya extended into the second half.
Yun nga, extended na yun. But yun nga balikan natin yung ginagawa ni Kelly Nabong. I forgot to mention, Magu, yung kanyang rebound a while back. He was actually above the rim. He tried to get that rebound.
So Arwin Santos will have to sit this one out all the way to the third quarter. As Nabong and Cabagnot had some words for each other. 2 shots plus possession to para sa Global Port. We take a look at Miss Riza Diaz already getting ready for the Riza Diaz show at the half, Eric.
Nice smile there by Riza, getting ready.
Good news na naman, ano? Ang daming i-feature ni Miss Riza para sa atin, ha? Sisilipin niya yung mga naging pinadala na sa ating tweets. Nandiyan dyan din, ha? Yung stats leader so far in this 2014 PLDT Home DSL PBA Philippine Cup. At papakita ulit natin o bibisitahin natin yung naging retirement ceremony para kay Boss Waki Trillo kaninang first game. Kaya papasadahan niya ni Miss Riza at the half. Of course, Boss Waki, having served the last 25 years with the Alaska Aces organization, fitting tribute kanina pong first game ang laban nila kontra Meralco.
How many championships Magu that Boss Waki really experienced throughout his career as team manager in the league.
As Coach Richie Tixon wants to map out the final 11.3 of this first half. 10 ang abante nila dito, pero alam mo naman dito sa PBA, doesn't matter who you're facing, lalo na kung powerhouse sa Petron pa, you need every point you can bleed out of the clock.
You know, yes, you just have to take advantage of every opportunity you've got, because one way or another, Petron will definitely make a run in the second half. Now it's time for Global Port to be ready and brace for the Petron comeback.
So 49-39 is the score. JP Belenchon, the star of this first half. Kelly Nabong, of course, also stepping up in lieu of Jay Washington, who hurt his foot earlier on. Major pain, Eric Menk on the floor kasama si Kelly Nabong, R.R. Garcia, JP Belenchon, and Sol Mercado. Babantayan ni na Ross, Lassiter, Fajardo, Kramer, and Cabagnot. Mercado has 6 to work with. Looking to dance with Chris Ross. Mercado gets the drop on him. Goes glass for the 2 points.
Great move right there by Sol Mercado. Nice hesitation going straight to the basket.
Ross wasn't ready for that pass. Napatingin na lang sa kanya si Doug Kramer na ubos na ang ating oras. 51-39 is the score. Global Port behind the guns of JP Belenchon will take the largest lead of the contest into the dugout. Kita mo naman, 3 of 5 from deep. Etong si JP Belenchon. Also some hustle points for the layup. Kaya naman ang Global Port. Papangalagaan niya ang 12 puntos silang kalamangan as we hit the half. Miss Riza Diaz will be coming up with some special features sa aming pagbabalik.